Today, we're unboxing Mass Effect, the board game. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee.
Vincent, get back here this instant!
Thank you. Oh, I love you too. I couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, it's been a while, but let me get that box. Babanga. Let me rip off that shipping information. There you go. Okay, let's get settled. All right, now, there's a few things you might have noticed. First off, this box lid has been open. That's because when this got to the door, I had no idea what it was. So I just took a little sneaky peek, didn't get a good look at it, but I saw enough that I know this was Mass Effect. So, I'm excited. Now, here's the thing. I've been working in the video game industry for 25 years come New Year's. Yeah. So, it's, I know video games, but my memory is not any better because I haven't played Mass Effect since like 2008, 2008 or 9, around there. That's around when it came out. That's when the first one came out, and I played it. And you know what? I'll tell you a story as I unbox. Let's just unbox this because now Mass Effect is now a board game, and I like this idea of like video games coming to board games. But I'm going to be straight up. I've actually only played Mass Effect, the first game. I haven't played 2 or 3, although I do have 2 that I borrowed from somebody like 15 years ago and yet to give it back. But Matt, if you're listening to this, I have it still. If you ever come back to the city, it's yours, man. I'm so sorry you never got that back. Okay, let's see what we got here. All right, okay, this is upside down. This is upside down. Let's turn this around, turn this around, turn this around. Let's get out of this box. Okay, it's tight. Did they build this box for this game, this brown box? It's like perfect size. There it is. Okay, so it looks like we got the female Commander Shepard. I remembered the name. How about that? When you really think about something, I can't get it off the top of my head. Like I wouldn't be able to figure that out, but I did. Commander Shepard. That's right. That was the main character. Now, it's been a while since I've done an unboxing, about, I don't know, 65 years. So, might be a little rusty. I know this knife is a little rusty, but it's sharp. The knife I usually use for my unboxings, I have no idea where that is. It's definitely around somewhere, just not with me currently. All right, let's open this box. Now, what I was saying about Mass Effect, I did play the first Mass Effect. Oh, I just cut into the box a bit. I'm out of practice. So I did play the first Mass Effect. Now, I played a little bit, but I actually played for so many hours. If you clocked in the hours I've played, it's more than I think most people said it took them to play the game. The reason why is, here's my problem. When it comes to open world games with a lot of exploring, I tend to get lost. You know, everybody who asks me to like get their cat out of a tree, I was like, yeah, I'll go do that. Hey, can you go get me a latte? I was like, I'm on that. Can you catch these rodents running around the airlock? I'm on it. Now, none of those things actually happened in Mass Effect, but just give you an idea of like side quests that I get lost in. And I know if I remember correctly, there was these planet like side missions where you land on a planet and you're in this little rover, this truck or something, and you're like bouncing around the planet in low gravity. And I spent so much time on those planets just turning around, like just not doing the main mission. I should never be in charge of the well-being of the universe or like any species, or because like I'll just get stuck in side missions and nothing will ever get done. Anyways, let's talk about this. So, long story short, I have played many hours of Mass Effect 1. Do not remember it. All I remember is there were a lot of the story was great. There was a lot of good voice acting. There was multiple choice, and your decisions affected things. I assume they did. I just don't remember how much effect they actually had, because some games do it well. Other games, it's like no matter what you choose, you're eventually going to come to the same bottleneck storyline. So I'm not sure exactly what Mass Effect did, but I know it was very popular, and I want to go back and play it. Just having this in the house has made me want to go back. But I don't need to go back to the original, because I think they put another one out recently, a few years ago. Was it before COVID? I don't remember. But it was like the Legendary Edition or something like that. I think if I go back, I'm just gonna go back to that. All right, let's open this lid. Let's focus on the board game. Enough talking about the video game. Oh, before we look inside, let's admire the art. Huh? The art is very Mass Effect. You look at it, you're like, boom, Mass Effect. It's not like some obscure thing. You got characters, you got races that you recognize. I couldn't tell you what they were called, but I do recognize all these characters. They all seem to be the main characters. Mind you, you could custom, if I remember correctly, you can customize the way your character looks. It's a very BioWare thing to do. And in full disclosure, I played a lot more Dragon Age, which is another BioWare game, than I did Mass Effect. Now that one I finished. I did get lost on side quests, but I did eventually came back to the first one. I'm kind of getting lost in side quests right now. Let's just open the box. All right, shall we? Here we go. Wow. Okay, well, we got more. Now the game itself, the video game, is it's like a squad-based combat game, but there's also it's an action RPG, so there's a lot of like communication with characters, big into story. If I remember, again, I'm going by memory. I haven't played this game so long, or the video game so long, where it's like you go down, I think you go down with 2 other characters, you pick different classes, and different classes have different abilities. Now, I don't remember how much control you have over your squad, if any, but I'm assuming you do have some control over them. So, I'm not sure what kind of game we're actually... It says 1 to 4 players, okay? So, we'll see. We'll see. I haven't looked into it, because, well, it's not available yet. And this is an unboxing, so I have never seen... You just saw me take the plastic off now. I know nothing about this game. So, heads up, I know nothing about this game. This is not a review or a preview. We're just going to look at pretty things. First of all, quality of this book. I like it. I like it. And like a nice, shiny... I appreciate this spine, whatever they're called, ring spines. I just made up a name. But I appreciate those because it makes the book... it has to, because it's a map. Oh, it's like the Atlas type of system. Which game does that? Where it's like this is what you play on. I love that. I absolutely love that. Center that a little bit for you. Now, I'm not going to flip through all these because I don't want to ruin anything for you. So we'll just go back to the beginning. Okay, awesome. I like that already. I'm in love already. That's fantastic. Okay, so that's the mission book. I love a good Atlas setup. Every game I've ever played with an Atlas, which would be Jaws the Lion, Sleeping Gods, something else, definitely something else. I love them. Okay. Okay, with narrative book. So I'm assuming we have some story. I wonder if there's any voice acting available to it. Okay, well, I'm assuming these are all like key points, story points where you'd be asked to read section 36 or 38, and then you read it. So, and I know people are like, "Oh, spoilers! Just don't read it." You don't have to read it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not reading a thing. I have no idea what's happening. Okay, cool. So we got one of those, and we have a rule book. This, I got to tell you, that's the Shepard I know. That's my character looked more like this. I know, like, I have a lot of guy friends, and they always try to make the sexiest female version of anything that they can play, and they play as that. I try to make a character that I would think looks like me if I went to the gym every day. That's what I try to do. Although my haircut is closer to this now, because it's really shaved, I'm not a fan of this haircut. I gotta tell you, I'm sad I have it for this video, because I haven't done an unboxing in so long, and I come back with this. Not a fan. Yeah, okay, so this rulebook, how big is this rulebook? Any guesses? Okay, 42, well, this is 42. So we're looking at about 40 pages of rules, I'm guessing. And we got some big text. We got some photos. I'm sure there's some reference in here. 42 is what I expect. 42 pages, that's probably what I expect for a game of this type. It's a nice rulebook. It's got some heft to it. And what is this? Oh, I'm assuming these are like player mats. Just making random guesses. Nobody's told me anything. Hold on. All right. I say nobody's told me anything. Somebody might have told me something. It might have been in an email. If it was, I forgot. I'm sorry. But this has got like a gloss to it. I'm not sure if it's picking up all the reflection of the studio lights, so it might be hard to see. Let me check that out. No, it's all right. It's all right. You can see that. Some reflection, but if I leave it in the box, you can see it. So, I don't know what these... Actually, hold on. These look like levels. Actually, I don't know what these are. Oh, it's a campaign map. Just read that. It's a campaign map. It's written right there. I just got to stop guessing. I just got to stop guessing. So that's your campaign map. There's some terrain reference on the back. I'm assuming I don't need this information and this information at the same time. Well, these are dot. Maybe I color these in. Maybe there's like a dry erase marker or wet erase marker, which I've heard that as a term recently, but I've always been calling them dry erase markers. This is probably my character. This has got to be my character board. Yeah, so this looks like things. Okay, so experience points are tracked there. Okay, so you got a male and a female version of Commander Shepard. This is the female version. I'm pretty sure. The only difference is just the art. I'm assuming it would just be the art, like for the character there. Okay, cool. Not sure what any of this means, but it looks nice and neat. So here's all the other characters. I'm just gonna leave it in the box like this. Oh, you got a full. That's a nice piece of art. You get a full piece of art on for the characters that don't have, I guess, two sexes or two variations. Oh, locked dice. Okay, so there's dice in here. Did I mention I know nothing about this game? I like going in blind. I like going in blind and try to discover and just guess things wrong. Okay, let's flip. Let's see what we got here. So I guess they're different abilities because like she has hack, she has lift. They all have different things like on their board. So I'm assuming that's what they can do. Okay. These are all nice glossy boards. Oh, I just realized it has pronouns. He, him, she, her, she, they, him, he. Oh, that's the Commander Shepard, right? All right, interesting. I don't think I've ever noticed pronouns mentioned in the game before. This is the first for me. Okay, so we got all our bits. We'll bring our camera down so we can see these a little closer. So you can see the art on these. Double-sided bits. Let's move this knife over before I cut myself. Put this over here. Okay, so we'll see these bits a little closer. Oh, we have some minis. Excellent. And we have some cards. We'll look at those when we go down. Any secrets hidden under here? No. Oh yeah, there's a dry erase marker or wet erase marker or whatever. I'm assuming if you can wipe it off while it's with a dry cloth, it's a dry erase. If it needs to be a damp cloth, then it's a wet erase. Makes sense. All right, let's move the camera down. Let's get a closer look at these minis. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but I've got this relates. Well, it relates to what's going on in my head. I have a comic book coming out right here. So-Called Living, right? And it's going to be launching Kickstarter October 1st. It's my own comic book. But as I've been promoting it, I've used artwork and I've shared it to the song "She's a Lady" by Tom Jones, and reading all the pronouns. I have not when I've read the she hers, I just have that "She's a Lady" song just running through my head in a loop. So just so you know, for the rest of this unboxing, there's Tom Jones running through my head. I might break out in a Carlton. Okay, let's look at what we have here. Okay. First, let's look at these. Okay. Well, the art is very reminiscent of Mass Effect. It's very Mass Effect-y. I'm gonna pop some. I gotta move this camera. I gotta hold it by hand because I did not set this up the best to see this. There you go. Okay, cool. Oh, sorry, a little wobbly. Let's pop one of these out. Okay, so nice, thick, standard cardboard. And they're black and white on the back. Not all of them. What was this on? Is this what? Wow! I just hit the camera. Oh, so that's like a. Is that like a case? And then you flip it over. You're like, oh, look, I got one of these. Is that what that deal is? I don't know. Because I noticed there's some. Yeah, because those are like little mystery packets. These things here. And then you flip them over, and there's stuff in them. I'm just popping everything out. As you notice. My chubby fingers. I'm so curious what these do. Enrage. Okay. Alright, so there's some tokens. We'll get to the minis soon. Let's look at these. I keep popping these out. Husk. There you go. Trying to figure out how to see them clearly. Okay. So there's a bunch of those. Here, let me just turn this. Hold on. Alright, here we go. I'm going to show you. That's better. So you can see these. And you can just pause them if you want to see, get a better look. That's one side. Let's flip it over. See the other side. Alright, I'm trying to get rid of that glare that's coming from the studio lights. Alright, that's enough of that. Enough cardboard. Let's see what else we got here. Let's look at some cards. Got some dice. A lot of baggies, and I appreciate a game that offers a lot of baggies. Let me turn this camera again. Alright, well, we got some of my... These always look great on camera. If I could ever open the packet. I can't open the packet. Yeah. These shiny, I don't know what these are for, but there's a bunch of them. I'm sure for tracking something. Is there one for every player? There is, you can see, red. There's only 3 colors, so there's 4 players. So those aren't for every player. I'm not sure what they are for. Let's see what else we have here. Let's look at this. All right, so there's the, I think that's our insignia, right? If I remember the story correctly, we're like, I think humans are like new to this whole intergalactic space thing. So we're kind of like ambassadors, something of the human race, to the human race, for the human race. So I'm curious, I'm curious how much of the story the board game follows. Okay, so we got 2 different types of cards here, looks like. Or maybe more. What is that? That is one of those. All right. So these all say Reaper and Hazardous on the back. Okay. On the front, look like this. Oh, so since it says activate like each husk and each cannibal, I'm assuming these are commands for the enemy squads. Escalation, that's probably something bad. Yeah, there's a few of those. There's a bunch of those. I'm assuming those have to be shuffled in. Like, activate the 2 enemy tokens closest to the current squad mate. There you go. So there's squad-based combat, and those are definitely definitely a solid guess that these are what's going to control the enemy movement on the board. Which seems nice and simple. I enjoy simple. Simple enemy control scheme. Talking to you, Isaac Childress. You're right. Frosthaven, it's a great game, but the enemy movement, wow. Okay, so what do we have here? What are these for? Okay, so is the same thing. Oh, so are these activate each guardian and each elite enemy? So these are control cards for something else. Are these control cards for our characters? I'm going to stop guessing. These are control cards for something, but I'm not exactly sure how the blue ones and the red ones are different. Okay. because one says Reaper and the other one says Cerberus. All right. So that's the cards. I'm going to look at all of them. And now let's check out some dice. You know, I commented on Isaac Childress and I was like, who designed this? And it's actually Eric M. Lang. Lang? I didn't know you designed this. Eric, you know I love you, buddy. It's Eric Lang and Calvin Wong. Calvin Wong Zaloon. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I might have played your games, but I don't recognize the name. But Eric Lang, I do know. I played tons of Eric's games. I've met Eric. I think Eric is great. I don't know if Eric thinks I'm great, but we're not here to talk about me or Eric. We're here to talk about Eric's game, Mass Effect. So Eric's a great designer. Now that I know he's behind this, I'm probably going to play this Saturday because he's awesome. He's got, I don't think he's put out a game that I just don't like. I've liked every game I think I've ever played of Eric's. So, yeah. Anyways, let's look at these dice. Okay, first of all, do they roll? Oh, they do. They do. They all work? Okay, so the dice all work. We have to test. That's what we do here. So, let's see what kind of dice we got here. Is that some upgrade of some sort? I'm not sure what any of these symbols mean. That looks like the escalation symbol that we saw. I'm not sure what that would do. So we got some blue ones and we got some white ones. That's all I can tell you. Okay, well, they're nice, solid, good-sized dice. Feel nice. Feels nice. Feels nice. Okay. Let's move this aside. And now, just minis. And we are done, son. Let's do this. Let's move this aside. Da-da-da. Here we go. All right, so these are characters we know. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this guy's a friendly because he's in a lot of the cutscenes. So I'm assuming he'll be one of our squad mates. I gotta pull back a bit. Hold on. All right, that was a little. Well, the minis are nice and clean. My fingers are in the way. They're nice and clean and sharp detail. So he looks good. Like they look very accurate. They're not, what's the term I use? Buttery. Because usually you get some minis and they look soft. But like if you look, I don't have my knife, my good knife. Look at the rust on that. But if you look here, like the details on the straps on his leg, like that looks, see if we can zoom in a little bit. Like great detail on these minis. And they're good sized minis. So I'm not a painter of minis. I'm trying to get this to focus. But if I was, I think it'd be fun to make that thing look like that glowing orange. Because I think that's what it would be, right? If I remember correctly. It's like a light tool, I believe. Where it looks like solid light. I might be wrong. I might be getting confused with something else they have. But he looks really good. I'm going to zoom in a bit. So yeah, the minis look solid so far. So that was Commander Shepard. This looks like the female version of Commander Shepard. That was the other one was the male version. She's a little more aggressive. She's coming at you with her guns out. Where the male version's more like just posing for the cover of Vanity Fair. She means business. Okay. Like, let's go back to him. Like, see? He's like, check out these guns. Okay. And then we got, this is, now I no longer know the name of anybody else. Now, she looks like she's checking out something on her wrist. I'm assuming a tracker of some sort. Again, the detail on these look great. Very true to the game. As far as I remember. Like, oh, she looks cool, actually. I really like, that's a strong pose. I like that one. Is that like some sort of energy ball she's holding? Like that would be cool. If you did a good job painting this, that energy ball could get some airbrushing in there. I want to get in close. I'm getting close to that energy ball. Look at that. Neat. That's cool. I enjoy that. I want to play this because it doesn't seem overwhelming. It seems like it's going to be a good, fun, tactical, team-based adventure. I'm assuming it's team-based. Pretty sure it's cooperative. Not team-based. I say team-based. Well, I guess if you're cooperative, I think you're on a team. I know nothing. I'm just going to stop talking. No, yeah, you would be on a team because everybody's a good guy. I mean, like, all the minis are good guys. Okay, cool. It's 1 to 4 players. We have 6 minis. And I'm trying to figure out how does that work. Do you just get, I guess you just have more options. Because 2 of them are Commander Shepard, so I'm assuming you can only pick 1 of those. And I'm assuming there's just 1 extra. I have a lot to learn about this game. What are you going to tell me on the back? It says it's a cooperative, story-driven game for 1 to 4 players. A branching narrative campaign. Oh, allows for multiple playthroughs with a different experience every time. The story changes in response to your actions. Your early choices influence later missions. Gather Shepard's squad from a selection of teammates from the Mass Effect trilogy. And then, I'm going to probably pronounce these names wrong. Lyra, Tali, Rex, Garrus. Customize and upgrade your squad through experience and optional loyalty missions. Okay, that sounds neat. All right, I'm in. Okay, so I've got a new game to learn to play this weekend. I can turn that off. So that was it. That was the unboxing for Mass Effect, the board game. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. This sounds pretty solid, and now that I know Eric's behind it, I'm in like Flynn. All right. Thanks, guys, for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed unboxing it. Did I already say that? I might have. Anyways, go order or get your hands on a copy of Mass Effect, the board game, if you like Mass Effect, the video game. And again, I haven't played it, but I'm only recommending it based on Eric alone. And if I ever recommend an Eric game that's not good, then I'll just stop doing that. But so far, I have not. That man does not miss. I will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us. If you like this video and you want to see more, subscribe to our channel. It's the best way to keep up to date with everything we do here at Board Game Coffee. But if you want to see more right now, we got plenty of videos to choose from. And if that's not enough, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm Mark Maya, and this is Board Game Coffee. And remember, have fun, keep gaming, be social. See you next week.